I am, and a lot of people ask, well, are you a contractor, are you an architect, or how did you get into the industry? So maybe I'll start by when I was immediately after my high school education. I wanted to be a lawyer, like after school, but then I felt that the time it took and the resources it was going to take for that to happen was really going to take even more time, and I felt that I needed to have a change a bit faster, and so I remember I applied for a first job where I worked when I was maybe 19. And so when I was there in the first this job that I got, I met a contractor who asked, and I asked, oh, you might have some opportunities in your business, and yes, they said, yeah, you'll get an interview, and then so my first real job was in fact in a construction company. So from there, it was easy to really see where are the gaps as far as the industry was concerned, because I was dealing with a lot of people that, other contractors or developers, and the challenge, as I said earlier, was always the one. Everything else is changing. And I mean, when you look at I used to look sometimes at these programs on the TV, and you see their roofs were completely different from what we were having here. So you would find always the roofing product that, let's say, your grandmother used is the same one you are supposed to use, is the same one the next generation was going to use. And so we needed a change, and I saw that gap and the opportunity, and that's how the company was founded. So that gave me the foundation. My training is in business administration, but now this gave me the foundation as far as experience, as far in the industry was related. Yes, because that's the question I get asked also, are you an architect? And I say, you may not always have to be in the field to run that business. Yeah, you could learn through experience, and of course keep upgrading and keep recognize your weaknesses. So one of the things I did was we looked for partners who had a lot of experience in manufacturing the kind of products that we do, especially the roofing shingles. And so every year we have training for our team. They come here as well, on-site project training. So this gives us the confidence that, okay, yeah, we know what we are doing, and we have the resources and the capacity to do it. So first, when you're looking for partnerships, it's important to ask yourself, what expertise do I need? Because it's not just about getting a partner for the sake of the partner. And then number two, a track record. You have to conduct some due diligence, and this is guided by your values as a business. And then now coming to even intra-Africa trade, and I think this has been the main problem. I tell you, for example, it's easier for me to get a consignment from Europe to Nairobi as opposed to trying to transport my goods locally, because they've always been all these issues, the transport, then the permits, and then on the road the truck will be stopped and it will be parked at a place with all these. It's really been a bit hectic, the double taxations. I think that for me, I still go back to the whole issue of we really be free, because we've also been trying to work on the EAC for a long time now, still not working out right. So first is to ask if it's really free, then, and we can have free movement of people and goods, within free movement of people, free movement of goods, it will definitely help businesses, because instead of me going to China to import my consignments, and this is something that probably Uganda is doing local manufacturing for, like even things like gypsum boards. I know that there are companies that are doing it locally in Tanzania, but we are not getting them from there, because by the time we count their duty, we add our duty, we add all these other costs that we're going to add on to it. It's too expensive. Yeah, it's too expensive, and the transport, to deal with the local transporters, it's another complete headache. So we are losing a lot because we are looking out instead of looking within. It's going to mean is, don't tell me we are going to have free trade, and then I realize that when my goods come here, there's nothing like free trade. I still have to pay double taxation, I still have to pay double duties. And we don't gain by, taking our money out there. We are not growing our countries, and we are not innovating either, because if the more your business is able to grow and our businesses can grow better together, of course with revenue, the more you can invest even in a research and development. So you'll be able to become more innovative, because we are gifted and we are sharp minds, but it's the resources that we lack. And the reason we lack is we are taking out all our money to build other people's countries, not our own African countries.
Very true, very true.
Yes, apart from the challenge, of course, of losing revenue because there's no value added to really a product, you're just increasing the cost of a product because the duties and taxes keep going high. We also have delays, a lot of delays when it comes to, and this is on the logistics, when it comes to, and this will still happen if it's not addressed, even with the intra kind of trade that we're talking about, because we need to have goods cleared faster. Sometimes you find you have a shipment, let's say a truckload of a consignment that's coming in, and it takes a month for you to get it, and yet there are all these extra charges that you'll have to pay for that same consignment. Again, not for any value, but just because of bottlenecks. That's okay, you wait, we can't find it, just wait for clearance, wait for this paper, wait for the other paper, and you're losing time, and for business, time is money. So that's another challenge we are facing. And then I think another challenge that we'll be facing, even as African countries, is what I've said. The people skills. We need to develop people skills that we want to do business with and to work with. That's an interesting question, because sometimes I like to say, and you're right, because everything has evolved a lot now. Women can own properties. Before, women couldn't even own land, and I'm sure even until today there may be some particular sections that it's still seen as a taboo for that to happen. So I mean, if you can't own land, can you imagine even going into business? But I think that because this is more personal for me, for some reasons I did not even think, because when I went into, I only thought about the gap. I wasn't thinking much of, I'm a woman who has seen a gap. I just thought of, there's a gap that needs to be filled. And then later now, when I got into it, is when I started realizing that, okay, sometimes you go for a meeting and you will be participating and someone will say, okay, thank you for your input, but maybe next time ask your boss to come. And it hits me because they think my boss is a man, so he should be the one who is present to confirm whatever it is I'm saying. So I've had such kind of incidences, or where somebody will say, the construction is really an environment for men, and if you're a woman, sometimes you go to site and you'll find a lot of people just looking at you as you go around the project. But I think that most important, that what I learned through that is to become, like, I would say, an authority in the field, because gain knowledge, because a lot of reasons why people feel this industry may not be for you is because you haven't shown them that in fact you know what you're doing and that you will stand by your word on what you said. So I spent a lot of my time getting the kind of training and knowledge that I needed, such that the issue now is no longer whether are you a woman in a male-dominated field or are you a man. The issue becomes, yes, you are a person who knows what they are saying and what they are doing. Yes, I do read books. I try. This year I had said that I wanted to read a book per month, but I have to be honest, I'm still...
It's difficult, It's a schedule.
Yes, it's been a bit difficult to do it. And the one that I read, and I keep reading actually, is still 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So I like to travel and just experience different cultures as well. So I try as much as possible to surround yourself with people that know much more than you do. Because I believe that as a person, even your business will only grow as you're growing. So if you're not investing in yourself and you're not learning, then most likely you will not grow beyond where you want to go. And then I take a lot of programs. Last year I did the Goldman Sachs program. It was the 10,000 Women program that was funded by Goldman Sachs. And in that also you learn things to do with your time management and your planning. Most important important. What I wish I knew and now I am doing even more is say I wish I knew is don't dwell so much on what didn't work. If something is not going to impact your life in a year's time, don't worry about it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I have to say, to be honest, and I see this a lot where people say money does not buy happiness. But at the same time, I also say neither does poverty. Being poor does not buy happiness. And I think that it's important to have a business that is growing beyond you. And like you can be happy to be associated with. The money bit is what will help run the successful business.